My most favourite biblical story is that of Moses and the exodus of the Israelites. The story of how the slaves of Egypt flee from captivity led by Moses for their quest for the Promised Land. So it's quite fitting that the latest and perhaps final instalment of the Metro series takes inspiration from that story. I've played the previous Metro games and thoroughly enjoyed the gameplay mechanics and the post-apocalyptic world that you find yourself in, but have never taken too much interest in the actual story of Artyom, the main protagonist of the series. But with this potential final chapter in Artyom's story, my view has changed completely. This is Metro Exodus. The Metro series is known for its claustrophobic tunnels and mutated monsters lurking somewhere behind a closed door, being illuminated only by your torch or lighter, bringing an element of tension and dread, instead of relying on sequenced jump scares. Exodus capitalizes on this, if you let it. Exodus brings the Metro series into the open world genre, which has you taking stops at various locations which work like mini hub worlds to explore and find resources so that you can continue your quest on board the Aurora. There was this fear before the game's released that by making it open world, it would take away the element of fear and great storytelling. Well, it's safe to say that Exodus rises above everyone's expectations and still manages to tick all those boxes. Even though it is open world, the world is hostile and unsettling, and the further away you walk away from your train, the more dangerous the environment becomes.
Whoa! Hear that? Turn the light off. Did you hear that? Again!
Metro Exodus is best played on its higher difficulty settings. This enables you to fully immerse yourself in the world and play it as one of the best survival games to date. By playing on these higher difficulties, the amount of resources you can find in the world are limited. So this means you're constantly playing with a limited amount of ammo, health kits, radiation kits, and throwable items. Now I know for some this may sound irritating, and more of a chore to play like this, but the game knows when to place a few more resources in an area before a big gunfight so that you are better equipped. And with Artyom's backpack you can always craft more items on the go. Metro is already tense enough as it is with its monsters and hostile world, but instead of being like other first person shooters where you might run and gun your way through each environment, Metro makes you think twice about taking a direct approach, and opting for more of a stealth approach to conserve your resources. I can't name another game that has me counting each bullet that leaves my magazine and not wanting to waste a shot. I played Metro Exodus predominantly as a survival stealth game, but if stealth is not your playstyle, you can adjust your loadout so you're able to carry more of a direct approach loadout. Each hub world has optional quests that you can tackle alongside the main story, all of which feel just as fleshed out as the main story, and not like simple fetch quests seen in other AAA games. Exodus is one of the few games that handles the use of UI efficiently. Reminiscent of Dead Space, there is no in-game HUD with health bar at the top right and a map at the bottom left. When you want to view your map, you have to physically pull out your map to navigate yourself through the terrain. By doing this, the game is forcing you to pay attention to your surroundings and landmarks to orientate yourself, which again adds to this immersion. Where most games have you constantly staring at the bottom half of your screen, Metro has you taking in the beautiful visuals of the game and paying attention to the world around you. Because the story is so imperative to the overall game, I really can't say too much about it. But given the title of the game, Exodus, the story has you take on the role of Artyom once more, who goes on a quest with his comrades and wife, Anna, aboard a train called the Aurora, to find a new home after living in the metro for over a decade. There was a quote I used to say when I used to go on long motorcycle journeys across the country with my friends. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. This quote pretty much sums up the overall story arc of Metro. The bonds you form while on board the Aurora with your comrades, you really do feel every emotion and moment of tension when something happens to one of your allies. And the choices you make during the game do carry consequence amongst yourself and your comrades.
Artyom, all the traitors are neutralized.
Damn, we shot them. Bam! And they're down. They didn't even know what hit them. Yeah, Duke, you and our team did so well. Yeah, it would have been nice to take them alive. Well, it's okay.
The barges are clear. Time to capture the tugboat bridge.
Metro doesn't have the same level of player agency that you'd find in BioWare titles of old, but it's there and it's subtle enough to make you question your decisions in the game. Metro Exodus tackles many themes ranging from religious to political, with each hub area being run by human factions with their own agendas and beliefs. Again, not only is this good as a narrative, but it also feeds into your choices in the game, and has you question the morality of your decisions. By the time the credits roll, your heartstrings will have been pulled more than once. Of all the games that came out on February 15th, Metro Exodus is the best one. No other game this year has had such a gut-punching story with strong gameplay mechanics and a well-polished environment. If you're still deciding which title to pick up this year, I promise you, Metro Exodus will not let you down. And as this is the final chapter of Artyom's story, it was a damn good journey we got to live.